So, how do you have a good first impression? Many people get this wrong, and it is one of the most important things for any aspect of life. Whether you're trying to meet new people, you're trying to make connections, you're trying to network, whatever. And my mentor was the one who taught me this, and I would have never guessed this, yet it is so self-explanatory, but with this one simple thing, you can truly change so much in your life. So, how do you think you have a good first impression? You could pause the video, whatever you want, but how do you think that is? So, at least when I first heard that question, I said to myself, smiling maybe, firm handshake, being nice, I didn't really know. And those are all really good things and do apply to this, especially maybe the way you dress. That's something that came to your mind when you said how to have a good first impression, and that definitely is it, because that is part of everything and they all add up together. But there's one thing that overpowers all of this that is more important than everything else. And to set up the idea of this, I need to get you thinking in the right way. So, have you ever met someone new and you felt like you were talking a lot about yourself and they were intrigued in you and they were fascinated in you and they made you feel good and important in that way, and they were an active listener, and how good that made you feel? Now, you may have not noticed it in the moment, and you may not be able to recall on any of that because you weren't aware, and that is fine. But if you notice nowadays, everyone is so self-centered, and in any conversation, in any environment, they are focused on themselves. And you can see this when everyone is just fighting to get the next word in, and when you do say something to them, they may not even be listening. They're just thinking about their next response. And really, nothing ever happens in this. You need to be an active listener to have part of this good first impression. But it's one simple thing. To have a good first impression, you need to be intrigued and you need to make the other person feel important. That sounds so simple, and you may be skeptical at first at how much that matters. But if you think about the scenarios I laid out for you, or if you take this thinking into the real world and you see the people that maybe accidentally doing it or doing it on purpose, trying to make you feel important, you see how good it feels, how special you feel, and how much it makes you feel like you matter. And in turn, you start to like that other person and think they're smart because they're intrigued in the things that you think are good. And so you're like, oh, this person's like me, they must be smart. I don't know anything about psychology, nothing like that, but my mentor taught this to me, and I've read several books on it, or not several, like 2 books on it. His book, and then, what is the other book? How to have confidence and power in dealing with people. That doesn't matter though, unless you want to go read those books. But it is so simple, yet nobody uses it. And this may be confusing to you at first on how to do this, but it is generally just being intrigued in the other person. Because everyone, I believe in God, and I think He has made everyone special, and everyone is so different, that why should you not be intrigued in the other person? And you may think, if it's something business related, well, what about when I want to plug in my own stuff about me, my own credits? Honestly, they may not even care, but I think that is still probably important. And the way you do that is you get them talking about maybe business you're doing, or they're doing, and then you could plug in something about you if it fits. And they'll ask questions about you still, but it's way more simple than when you just think about it hard. if you really just go with the flow of it, it will work out for you. And something that you have to realize is that everyone on this planet has one thing that they need. Like, not everyone, but most people have one thing that they need, and that is that their self-esteem, their ego is low. And so you have the cure, you have the medication. It can also be the weapon to this one thing, and that is to go and make them feel important, to make them feel needed, to make them feel special. And so if you go and give this to them, you have so much power, but that's just a perspective of thinking about it, that you have power in this, but you're also being a good person genuinely. This is how you could spread the light of Jesus if you believe in God, like me. But whatever it is, if you want to just spread positivity, you have this necessity for them, and you can give it to them and genuinely help people while at the same time helping yourself. I think this is a very unique and powerful idea that my mentor has displayed to me, and it really has changed my perspective in the way I operate with other people. But it forever has benefited me, and I love it. And so back to that ego. You first have to realize to yourself, I don't know without God or anything, because some of the books I've read that talk about this talk about God, but God has made you in His image, and you are special, and you don't need any validation from other people. And so you need to know that in order to do this to the fullest extent, because you don't need the feel of them talking about you and you talking about yourself the whole time. So once you get that idea right in your brain that you don't need anybody's validation, you are good, but you can go out and give validation to other people and make them feel good about themselves without needing anything back in return. And that is what's so special about this. And then there's one more idea that I wrote down over here. And so this is for the people that don't know how to go out and even get the opportunity to make that first impression. And this was me, most of my life. This could be a separate video too. I might make this a separate video as well and expand upon it. But a lot of people, when they see a pretty girl, I'm not very good at talking to girls anyway. I haven't talked to a girl in like a year. I've been literally locked in on business stuff. But that's besides the point. I think I still understand most of this. You start to get that fear, you start to get that nervousness, that what are they going to think about me? Oh, they're going to think I'm a weirdo. And this doesn't matter if you're thinking about talking to a girl, pretty girl, or just another dude. Like, they probably don't care about me, they don't want to talk about me. And this is your first mistake. If you go into the conversation like this, you're going to think in a defensive mindset, and you're not going to be yourself. You're going to try to emulate what you think they would like, and maybe just be quiet and not be friendly. I don't even know. It's like a defense mechanism, but it isn't a good one, and it doesn't work. So I think the first order of business is that, at least for me when I think about this, is that you need to assume, you need to be like a golden retriever. You assume that everyone likes you. And that when you go and talk to that person, if you have that mindset that, oh, they're going to enjoy talking to me and we're going to have a good conversation, it is going to spread and be in the way you talk to them. The way you go into it, the mindset, is going to follow with your words, and you won't even have to think about it. And if you're going with the mindset that everyone's going to like you, and you truly go in with the mindset that you're going to make them feel important, then you've already done all you need to do, and now you can freely go talk to them with no anxiousness or anything. I know that's way easier said than done, though, 100%. But I firmly agree with this, and I believe it to be true. But yeah, that's all I can say about all this, and I know I'm just a young kid, but I'm truly taking the time and have an amazing mentor and group of friends that go to him with me. And so I think I've learned something. But maybe I might just be a dumb kid, and that's fine. But we'll see in the future when people watch back on these videos. And so, or they might start watching them now. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me because I'm making them for myself to look back on. And that's why I don't like edit them or anything, because I'm not trying to become an influencer just yet. Maybe one day. I don't know if I really want to do that. But it would be cool. And a lot of money, because you have so many opportunities to market and everything. But yeah, I hope you're doing good. Stay blessed. And yeah, go out there and make a good first impression.